Now, a father who managed to get his son's body returned to the UK after he died in Cambodia has described the shock at finding he had mistakenly been sent the body of a 77-year-old man. 39-year-old British teacher Kevin Nightingale, who you can see on your screens now, died of a heart attack. A body initially believed to be that of Kevin arrived in the UK the following month, but to his parents' horror, it wasn't their son. Well, I'm joined now by Stephen Nightingale, Kevin's father, and Stephen's mother, Maureen. Good afternoon to both of you. Thank you for joining us. It beggars belief. It's shocking. It's extremely upsetting. Tell me about your ordeal, really.
It's been a living nightmare since we found out that Kev had passed away. To be sent the wrong body as well, that prolonged our agony as well.
Yeah.
It did, because we were all up in the air. Well, where's Kevin? Why has this happened? Who is this? Who is this man? Are we going to get Kevin back? All sorts were running through our minds and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and the worry of the bloke who they sent over, it went through my head if his family had received Kevin and if they had cremated him, and that was the biggest fear and fright that we had to live with until we found out that he was going to be sent over.
Yeah, the initial viewing, I wasn't there, but I had a phone call off Kevin's brother Sean, and I was in disbelief that we'd actually got somebody else. So I was immediately on the phone to Evergreen Funeral Services, who dealt with the repatriation, and said, "Look, what's going off here? You better get this sorted out." And like Maureen said, our initial thought was, please do not have cremated the wrong person, because he needs to be buried with his grandma. And then within a couple of hours, I got a message back saying, we found Kevin, he's going to be on a flight on Friday. So that's basically it. And then obviously they've had to go through an embalming process, which they hadn't done to Kevin. So by the time we did get Kevin back, and then Maureen and his brothers went to go and view him, the body was in such a state that
Sean collapsed on the floor.
He broke down and just collapsed, and Pat rang me, and immediately I heard his voice, and I thought, oh no, something's wrong again. Mm-hmm. My first thought was, please tell me they've not sent somebody over wrong again. But it was Kevin, and then obviously we've had to go have an autopsy, and then by the time we did get Kevin back from the coroners, we went out was going to buy him a suit to put on him to make him look a bit more presentable. And then when we got to the funeral directors, he said, no, we can't dress him. It's beyond it. It's beyond doing anything like that now. So
I'm so sorry to hear about your ordeal. I also understand that you repeatedly contacted the people the authorities in Cambodia who were supposed to be sending you Kevin, repatriating him, and there were a lot of communication issues. And was there anyone in the UK to support you with that process, from the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, the FCDO, or police, or some kind of support?
No, we didn't get any support from. The only really support we did get was from actually our funeral director. The support that we got from EFS was basically an excuse after excuse after excuse from a so-called volunteer who was dealing with this repatriation. So we've had no help off really anybody, have we?
No, we've had to do it.
And you had to, raise the money for the repatriation, because it's an expensive job, isn't it, to return a body to a home country, and then of course the funeral too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, we obviously the repatriation. I had to borrow £7,500 to have him repatriated because I had to borrow it fast because we was running out of time. After a certain period of time, EFS, Evergreen Funeral Service, were going to start adding on extra costs. So it was just, you know, get it as quick as I can, and that's what we did. The money got sent over, bank transferred, and then obviously the process started. But the process started, unfortunately, by sending the wrong body.
It's a terrible situation. Look, while we have the time left to discuss this, tell me about Kevin. I'm sure you don't want him to only be remembered in this way. Tell me about Kevin. I know he was 39. He was in Cambodia. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, I mean, as you can see, is an absolute heartbreaker. Such an handsome boy, and he absolutely loved being over there. Loved teaching the students. And
he was happy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a very happy lad over there, wasn't he? Bless him.
Really happy in his job.
You know, he loved it. I mean, you can see it is a beautiful country, and why not? But for something like this to happen, just it knocks us all for six, doesn't it? Everybody.
Couldn't
and he was out there teaching.
Yeah, teaching English.
What else? Tell me about what he enjoyed doing, and yeah, tell me a bit more about Kevin.
He liked to play when he was younger. Obviously, growing up with his brothers and that, or they were into the wrestling and you know, having a laugh and doing a few funny moves and that. And he liked music as well. He was a lovable, so lovable.
Yeah,
everybody admired him. Whoever came across him admired him, and I feel so proud to have had him. But just sad as well for what happened, you know.
Yeah. Maureen, Stephen, thanks very much indeed for speaking to me on Sky News today, and a beautiful tribute there at the end to Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.